Hello, Holist Tribe. Heather Hammerstead here. I just thought I'd hop in and give you guys a little bit of a preview. First of all, I guess I haven't been around much the last couple of days to week because I was in Denver for some meetings for my nonprofit, Global Emergency Care. We had a great time strategizing how to better serve our Ugandan colleagues in emergency care education. Hi, Mo. And hi, Sean. And it was really great, but I'm back in town and kind of buckled down a little bit more on some holist stuff. So I just had a great interview for the Curate Your Health podcast with Ali Novitsky. She is a neonatologist pediatrician who is a life coach, and she works with women around fit bodies, fit mind, fit relationships. And we just had a really awesome interview talking about thought distortions and how in her work, how she uses them to help people improve their relationships in terms of overcoming those thought distortions. And obviously, you know, I work a ton with this kind of stuff too, with our clients here at Holist. And really any sort of big lifestyle change, any sort of work you need to do on yourself really does come down to identifying the thoughts that you have, the ones that are serving you or not serving you, the ones that you may not even know that you're having. And so it was super, super fun. And that should be out in the next couple of weeks. You can find her at Mind Body Marriage. So let's talk a little bit about what I mean by this. So what is a thought distortion? Basically, a thought distortion is a thought that you have that is not necessarily true. And so I think about thoughts sort of like train tracks that we follow that get you to feelings and actions and results. But they may be built on experiences you've had in the past that don't, or rewards that you've had in the past or your history that are not necessarily applicable now. So if you want to get different results in something, you need to change the thoughts that you're having. So thought distortions are basically when those train tracks are things that are not true. And that can be, hi Cindy, hi Alex, hi Anastasia. Those can be things, you know, around food or things around your relationship or things about you and your own value. So this is a cognitive behavioral therapy kind of thing. The ones that we talked about, Dr. Ali and I, we talked about the all or nothing, meaning it's either you're 100% in on something or it's done, right? And when we're talking about food and what we do here at Holist is we're talking about, you know, I'm 100% to take care of myself today. I'm going to eat this way. I'm going to move my body this way. I'm going to do X, Y, or Z. And then you have one little stumble and then you're like done. Like the whole day's ruined. I'm just going to do whatever I want. And it doesn't have to be that way. You know, I kind of describe this all or nothing mentality as like black and white, when in fact the world is full of rainbows in between that. And you can live in the middle there. It doesn't have to be 100%. So the all or nothing. We also talked about should statements. You know, I should have this, I should have not done that, whatever. That's all, you know, your own judgment of yourself. And when it comes down to it, you can replace that with could statements, or you can just be kinder to yourself and be like, you know what, life is life and shit happens and it didn't go the way that I'd like it to, and let it roll right off you. That's what I always say to my one kid who's like super emotional. It's just like some things you just got to let roll right off you, buddy. The next thing we talked about was mental filters. And this was something I hadn't thought about so much. I really love talking to her about this today. We were talking about being hyper-focused on one negative thing. So, you know, in terms of we're talking about food relationships and things like that, you're going to be talking about, you know, the one thing that you did wrong or that you're judging yourself for it being wrong. Nothing's really wrong, right? So that way, you again, looking at the bigger picture, making sure that you're not just focusing on the one thing that your spouse did or your child did or something like that, that is negative, and instead looking at that bigger picture. The fourth thing we talked about is jumping to conclusions. And I think we all do this. Hi, Shirley. I think we all do this, right? People jump, and the world is not all about you. Turns out that people do lots of things that have nothing to do with you. In terms of relationships, Dr. Ali brought up the great point that, you know, someone might just be hungry. They may not be insinuating that you did something wrong by not providing that food for them or something like that. And that brings us to the fifth one that she brought up, which is personalization. I talk about this all the time in terms of what a spotlight effect is. So it's not all about you, right? Everyone else is, going about their own business and shining a spotlight on yourself. You're going to be your own worst enemy and your own worst judge. So you just got to put yourself out there and just realize that, you can only do what you can do. And no one else is noticing the words that you're using or the wrinkle that you have or something like that. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. So really had a great time talking to her today. That is, we talked about all or nothing. We talked about should statements. We talked about mental filter. We talked about jumping to conclusions. We talked about personalization. So we're going to get that published here in the next couple of weeks. If you have not yet subscribed to the Curate Your Health podcast, you can find it anywhere that you get podcasts. We are going to be releasing 5 new episodes on the 30th, so just 2 days from now. And we already have like 100 or more already recorded. So super exciting to be interviewing all these experts in their fields around health and wellness and mindset, mindfulness, exercise, growth mindset, super important. 2 quick announcements here. First of all is that I had some cancellations this afternoon and tomorrow. And so I have some time in my schedule to do clarity calls with folks that I did not have available before. And so if anybody wants to get on the phone and get some clarity around your why about how you use food, then certainly you can hop on in and see us and get on there. The second thing is that we are going to be doing a group program starting November 4th. So if anyone is interested in that, certainly give me a shout on the personal messenger or something like that, and I can give you some details. So again, super fun talking to Dr. Ali today. Looking forward to getting that podcast out to everybody, and we'll be in touch soon. Cheers.